So in this video, I will show you how to assemble the Champions angled multi-bin. I have some other angled multi-bin products. This one is not only sized specifically to work with the Champions set, it also has a couple of other little small details that are made to make them fit together nicely. The assembly for this will be pretty much similar to other angled multi-bin assembly videos, but there are going to be a couple of little details that will be slightly different. So first thing you do is punch these out. Now, I recommend sanding it before you do so. I have pre-sanded this just with a sanding sponge that you could get at any home improvement store. I didn't overdo it here. You can see there's still some burn marks there, but I did it to my satisfaction at least. So it feels nice and smooth and has removed the worst of the burn marks. All right, this is the lid. We'll come to that in a minute. This is the bottom. This is the front. And you'll notice here, these holes are closer to one side than the other, and some of these fingers are deeper than the others. So these are the less deep fingers. That means that those are the ones that face the front. This is the front, means it's closer to these holes. This is the back. It's further away from the holes. I'm not sure I'll do it like this. Then these are the inner sides. We're going to add glue to the fingers. All right, now I'm going to hinge these things up and meet them. And one of the things I like about using a tacky glue like this is when I bring this angled piece up, the glue is sticky enough that it holds this piece up. If I use a more liquid type glue, a less sticky, tacky glue, this part will want to fall right back down. So it goes ahead and holds it together for me to some extent. All right, so now I'm going to add a little bit of glue to here. Now, one thing that's different on this from most of my angled multi-bins, you'll notice that there are only two of the fingers stick out far enough to stick beyond this piece. That is because this will go and sit inside the counter holder, and there's a little notch that will hold it in place. So you'll notice that when I put this here, this bottom part is not going to be up against this outside piece. So we don't want to get glue all the way down here on most of these fingers. Not a big deal if you do, but not ideal. All right, there we are. Add just a touch of glue to those fingers there. As usual with these sorts of designs that I've got, you want to err on the side of less on that. Let's see, where does this thing go? So if you want to, you can put a little dab of glue right here on this finger, because that's the one that sticks down. So I will now put this in here like this. There we are. Do the same on the other side. Remember, we're not going all the way to the bottom with the glue on this. Put just a dab here on these fingers. Discretion is better part of valor here. You want to not overdo it. And this will come on here like this. I give you two of these. You're probably only going to need one of them, but depending on how you want to organize things, you might end up being able to make use of two. So figure it's a small bit of wood to add in. May as well cut out another divider. So I'm going to put that in here. I'm going to drop this in. Now, I'm not going to slide it back into place yet, because if there's any glue squeeze out from these fingers, then it could bond to this lid and it could be near impossible to get the thing out if you have any glue squeeze out there. And, you know, it's usually a good idea to visually check for any glue squeeze out. And if there is any, you can use some sort of small tool like a toothpick or something like that to get it out. Looks like I actually have a little bit right here. So see that little bead of glue there. You know, so this can ensure against that a little bit, but you might still have a little bit here and there. So for safety's sake, I usually let this stay out here a little bit as I then put the thing together. All right, so I'm gonna get some rubber bands. Just gonna go ahead and do this. Now, if you have any clamps or anything like that, you want to use clamps to hold this thing together, by all means, be my guest. That's what I usually do when I'm assembling these for myself. But once again, for assembly videos, I usually want to show them being assembled with the minimal amount of extra equipment you might need to bring to it. So I figure anyone can get some rubber bands. All right, got them, they're nice and doubled over a couple times. All right, I also go ahead and just give some thumb pressure in here to this piece. That's one of the things about having put those dividers in, is that gives me something to push against. If I hadn't put those dividers in before doing this pressure, then this piece would just want to bow in as I add this pressure here. But those give me something to push against. Oops. Sort of pushing this back a little further than I meant. All right. All right. And I might just add another couple little office binder clips here on these fingers, just to add a little more assurance that that glue will all bond together. So there we go. All right, there's the angle multi-bin specifically for the Champions insert.